Welcome to this week's episode of Body Image Confidential, a series where I take viewer questions around challenges and issues they have around making peace with their body, and then I respond in a video. So this is episode 7, and in this week's episode, I am replying to a question from Stephanie. So Stephanie wrote to me that she has severe arthritis in her knees, and she's 54 years old, and so doctors are telling her that she's too young to have knee replacements, and she's feeling a lot of guilt around that because she says, my body, my knees have been carrying a lot of extra weight over the years. So Stephanie, I see what you're doing is blaming yourself for it. And I can understand why that thought would come up because we live in a culture currently that has a very strong belief that fat is bad. Anyone who's in a larger body size, we blame for it. We think it's wrong and bad. And we're taught through the medical system to attribute almost all sorts of physical ills to body size. Even though when we really deep down look at the evidence, the body size isn't the cause of these issues. And we could just let go of the blame first and foremost and just say, hey, this is just bodies and being human and things that happen. Let go of the blame that this has something to do with you and your weight. Because I want to firstly remind you of a couple things. People of all body sizes have arthritis and have arthritis in their knees. And if there was someone in a smaller body size in your issue, would you blame them for their body size, or would doctors? They wouldn't. They would look at, oh, it must be some other reason. And it reminds me of a story that Lindo Bacon had shared in the book Health at Every Size. And so if you haven't read that book, I really highly recommend it. Coming into a doctor with knee problems, if one person's in the larger body and another person's in a smaller body, that doctor is very likely going to give 2 separate prescriptions or recommendations. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to tell the person in the smaller body, here's some, exercises, do some physical therapy. Here's some things you can do to try to strengthen the knee joints or whatever. And to the person in the larger body, they're going to say, just lose some weight. Why is that? Why would you give 2 recommendations for the exact same issue based on body size? And that's just how deeply our culture and medical system is ingrained in this belief that fat is bad. But here was something that I also thought was really interesting. When I first started dating my husband, when we were dating, he was going through massage therapy school. And so he was hardcore into learning all about the physical anatomy. And he said to me that actually the joints of the body are designed to get stronger when there is more weight on them. So it's not that the joints get weak and break down. They actually can get stronger. So if you're in a larger body, over time, your joints get stronger to support you. But whenever there's pain in the body, there's usually something going on in there, whether it's a misalignment or lots of different theories about what could be happening. But he used this example. If you can imagine that there was a pin pressing on your skin, if you put more weight on that pin, it's going to hurt more, right? Because it's pressing deeper into the skin. And if you alleviate the pressure, well, now the pain is going to reduce. So that's what happens when somebody loses weight, right? The heavier weight will put that pressure on the pin, causing more pain. They lose some weight. It alleviates the pressure and then feels better. So we say, okay, well, obviously the answer is to just lose weight, except it never addressed the fact that the pin is still there. So it didn't really remove the pin. So that is why if somebody's in a smaller body and they have issues like joint pain or, I am not good with the anatomy, so please bear with me as I say joints or ligaments or whatever. But they address the pin. They look at, let's remove that pin. But when they look at somebody in a larger body, they say, let's just alleviate the pressure. So it's, my opinion, suboptimal recommendations and care that are being given. So if we actually look at the root cause to address the pin, no matter what body size you're in, then you're going to actually be addressing the root cause and not just alleviate the pressure. So already I just want you to notice, Stephanie, if you're kind of giving yourself a little bit of a break hearing that, because so much of this guilt and shame is nothing more to do with the fact that there is a belief here that's saying, this is my fault. I should be in a smaller body. And if I was, then I wouldn't have this pain and I would be healthier. You actually don't know that. So it's arthritis you had mentioned, right? I'm pretty sure arthritis happens to people in no matter what body size they're in. So again, it's like, is it the pressure that we're dealing with? Or, it's not, the arthritis wasn't caused by body size. So I just want to see if you can relieve yourself of this guilt, relieve yourself of this pain and pressure, of this idea that it's somehow your fault. I mean, these are beliefs and ideas that we're putting on ourselves. And you can actually decide and say, you know what? It does not feel good to be blaming myself, even if the culture has all these ideas, even if somebody else would like to decide that it's my fault. You don't have to take that on for yourself. You really don't. Because the truth of the matter is that diseases and body issues, like pain in the body, happens to people in all sizes. It's just we're obsessed with thinking it has to do with weight. And here's another reason why. This is a little bit of a tangent, but I think it's applicable and really important in this work. It can be really common that when somebody decides, I'm going to really focus on taking care of my body and focus on health and nutrition, if they're in a larger body, it's possible they'll lose weight. It can happen. And so, we just look at that because it's a tangible difference and we say, oh, well, look, they're healthier now. It must be the weight loss. Except there are people in larger bodies too who have really good health. But because again, we're so one track minded on thinking fat is bad, we just ignore that. And we say, oh, it's an anomaly, or oh, but maybe something will happen later. No, it's not that it's on the body size itself. It's really not. It's actually, honestly, it's kind of laughable that we blame it on body size, because the myriad of factors that contribute to overall health are just so vast. I really truly believe that you're going to be your healthiest when you stop focusing on your body size. Really, if you want to focus on being healthy, focus on what makes you feel healthy. What are you eating? How does that make you feel? How are you moving your body? How does that make you feel? What about sleep? All these things that we're told to do to lose weight actually just make us feel healthier regardless of weight loss. So it's just that weight loss can happen when we're doing that. And so we attribute it to the weight. Anyways. All right, Stephanie. I hope that helped answer your question. Take that shame off of yourself, alleviate yourself of that guilt. It's not your fault. These things happen. And it really has nothing to do, it's not your body size. This happens to people of all sizes. If you are watching this, somebody else is watching this, and you have a question about something you'd like me to speak to on an upcoming episode of Body Image Confidential, a challenge you're experiencing, you can send me a DM if you're watching this on Instagram, or message me on Facebook, or you can email me on YouTube, wherever you're watching this, and I will possibly answer it in an upcoming episode. And also, if you're at a point where you're looking for some deeper support and you really want to make some progress in feeling better in your body, I am taking some one-on-one coaching clients right now. So if that is something that you feel like you want some higher level support, you can check that out. You can apply for coaching, and if it's a good fit, I'd love to be able to work with you to create some freedom and peace and ease around your body. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on next week's episode. Bye.